Women. They're strange and difficult to understand creatures. They have feelings and thoughts. And those feelings and thoughts revolve mainly around boys, shoes, and occasionally sex. They look pretty and taught us how pretty they look. And if we get too close, they spray us with that stingy liquid. Their only purpose in life is to make babies and sandwiches. Other than that, they're nothing. Just toys to be played with. Helpless creatures with no real thoughts. Right?
Wrong. Women are strong. Women are powerful. Women are in many ways far more superior to their male counterparts. And, if not superior, then equal in almost every way. We are not weak, we are not emotional time bombs, and we are certainly not toys that can be played with. Stop that.
This is something that movies and TV are working hard to fix. In the last decade, tens, dozens, maybe even near the hundreds of strong female characters have popped up. Characters who do more than just stand around being eye candy, getting kidnapped and talking about periods. Characters who, if you get engrossed enough, can feel like real human beings.
Video games, however, are still stuck 3 decades in the past. Pop quiz. Who is the first female protagonist in a video game? Time's up. If you answered Miss Thunderthighs here, you are wrong. And if you answered Miss Waka Waka, you are also wrong. No, the first recorded instance of a female protagonist in a video game, a playable female protagonist in a video game, is Ladybug.
Ladybug is a long-forgotten 1981 arcade game that managed to predate Miss Pac-Man by a couple of months. But had a lot in common with Miss Pugface by being a maze game. Maze games, back then, being like first-person shooters today. Miss Pac-Man and Ladybug were strong female characters, even if one of them is technically an insect rather than a recognisable lady. Pixels back then, not being what they are today. So why are they strong? Well, they both instigate the plot, they both do their own thing, and they both don't have their entire lives revolve around or be ruined by men. They let nothing stand in their way. They aren't slaves to their emotions, and unless you look at some horrible, drudgery corner of the internet, they don't get their kit off for no reason. They are both strong, female characters.
And, in fact, it'd probably be very fair to say that they are the only truly strong female characters in video games, alongside Shell,
GLaDOS,
Clementine,
Alex Vance,
and, of course, Commander Shepard. But that still only means that I can count the number of truly strong female characters on one hand and 2 extra fingers. In addition,
3 of those are from Valve games,
2 are from games with little to no story,
and 1 is part of a character creation suite where the default option is a male.
That's bad. So this begs the question of why. Why are women so poorly treated in video games? And yet you can turn around and see 900 examples of big burly men who are always in control of the situation and know what they are doing and are never the victims of a horrible misguided rape scene. Well, these are the 3 main reasons. Poor story writing in general, cultural differences, and a misaimed target market.
Nice fight, hun. That was fun. Later.
I believe that the depiction of women in video games depends a lot on the writer. Unfortunately, it seems that there aren't many writers that understand how to create a believable female character. I find it incredibly disappointing that most female characters are relegated to sidekick or damsel in distress roles. There are plenty of great women that have done a lot in the world in reality, so why aren't there any great female protagonists or even characters at all? The Walking Dead does a great job with every character, not only women. However, Clementine is probably one of my favourite characters in a video game. I have never found myself actively worrying about anyone or anything from any fictional work in my day-to-day life. As much as Lee thinks she needs him, she has proven several times that she can deal with serious matters and handle herself in other situations. Being only a child is quite admirable too. I hope that the entire industry can take cues from Clementine and the entirety of Telltale's The Walking Dead.
My hands hurt and my ears have noise in them. Like,
You'll get used to it.
It says a lot that the best written female character in a video game is a child, and well-written children are as rare as unicorns are. But this does make a good point. The most terrible depictions of women in games come from poor writing of the game in general. This is mainly due to many game writers' strict adherence to stereotypes, which is why most female characters can fit into one of these three camps.